Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Now today I'm doing a sandcastle building tutorial. You might be thinking, why are you doing a sandcastle building tutorial? And the reason is because in my last video I said that if we'll get to 5 likes I'll do it, because a clueless individual, instead of suggesting a block for me to build with, suggested to build a sandcastle. So that's what I'm doing today. They also suggested a black hole, but I'm not going to mention that. Oh, I know I did. Because I don't want to try and build a black hole in Minecraft. Anyway, so we're going to start with level 1, which is a simple custom head. Custom heads are really handy for creative mode builders. Complicated command that you have to put into a command block because it's usually too long to put in chat. But there's so many things. There's about 54,000 different custom heads. Many of them are duplicates, so there's not just one for every single different thing that you could think of, although that's what I'd like there to be. There's a lot of variation in each one. So you could just look up Apple in a custom heads website and there'd be about 10 different apples or so. There's lots of variation. But anyway, we're going to move on to number 2. Now this one's a bit bigger, as you can see. We're just going to get rid of these, well, the custom heads, just so you can see in survival this is what you could do. You could do something like that, or you could even do that. But why I'm saying this is because custom heads, you can't get them in survival unless you have some sort of model data pack which does that, or plugin. But yeah, this is quite nice on its own in a beach with maybe a bucket. Well, maybe not that sort of bucket, you could have a bucket in an item frame. Will look quite nice. It will give a bit more well, it will give a bit more variation to the environment. It will make it look a lot nicer. But now we're going to move on to level 3 after we've replaced the hairs. We'll just replace them something like this. That's good enough. But level 3. Now this is impressive. Well, to a 1 pixel high player, this would be impressive. You can just imagine, it might be a bit, but yeah, you can do stuff like that even on your walls. Custom heads are really nice like that. You could just even get a sandstone custom head and just put that there, and there would be an extra bit on the top. There's so many things you can do with custom heads. But anyway, you've got cut sandstone in here. Now sandstone is great for sandcastles, especially as variation, because yeah, you may think, oh, sand, it's a sandcastle. You can mix in some sandstone as well. It's going to get boring if you're just building a wall out of that. You have to have some variation. Add some of this in, even some cut sandstone like that. That makes the wall a lot more interesting, which I'm going to come on to with the next build, because this is level 4. You can see I've done a lot of variation and texturing into this build. Now, texturing is important because I see too often builds which don't have texturing in. Now, I'm not saying these builds are bad, of course, so many of them are quite nice anyway, but they could be improved with texturing. Texturing is just adding a little bit of other blocks in. For example, if I go into oak, I'll go and just get these two. If I built a wall out of oak, this is going to get a bit monotonous. It's going to become an eyesore, just everything oak. You can do a bit of this. It's called texturing. You can just add a bit of it every so often. It just makes a build look that one bit nicer. Yeah, just something like that. Try and make it not a pattern. There's many different ways of doing texturing that I would not do. Yeah, you just need to add some extra blocks inside of a wall, like sand in here, because it makes it look a lot nicer. It just gives something different for your eyes to look at. It's a bit of different. There's different stuff inside the wall, which makes it that one bit nicer. We're going to move on now to the level you've all been waiting for, level 5. This is the impressive castle I built a few days ago. It took me about 2 hours. Yeah, it could have taken more if I spent even more work on the interior, which I haven't done, because of course it's a sandcastle, no one's going to live in it unless it's of course this big. this is a great example of texturing. Lots of sandstone and sand mixed into some smooth sandstone. It works a treat. The wall I've decided to keep plain because I like a bit of contrast in my builds, although I could probably mix in a bit of sand here and there, make it look quite a bit better. I could even do a gradient, so I could start with sand at the bottom, do something like that. Something like that might be good. But anyway, we're going to move on to the big tower, which is right in the centre, which has a flag on the top, as you can see here. Now flags are quite complicated. You might think they're a bit complicated. They're not that complicated as soon as you got the hang of them. Pretty much all you need to do is make sure there's variation in the movement of it. So you need to make it go out, in, up and down. Lots of that. Change the width, that sort of thing. Also make sure it's tied around the end of the pole and not just for example like that. Although you may think that looks nice, realistically it has to go around, and that also gives it a bit more texture to it, variation. But anyway, in these towers there's a nice staircase with torches lighting it up. There's a big balcony down there, and we're going to go onto one of the floors where you've got these amazing windows which we need to view from the outside to see their full glory. There. I was really impressed with this as soon as I came up with it. I am actually going to try using this in some of my builds because this is amazing. I really like how this has turned out. I might even make a schematic of this whole build and copy it into a different world. It would be so useful just having like this in, for example, the adventure map I'm building. I mean, I need something like this at some point, so I could even do this. But yeah, it looks just great. These walls, yeah, you can either have diagonal, like having angles in it, which is one option, which I've done on these two sides, or you can make it nice and curved. That's one thing you can do with walls, and it applies to all buildings. You can do that with lots of different builds. You can make it curved, or you can make it very nice and geometric. Now, I think that's all we've got time for in this video. Me saying that when my usual videos are 10 minutes long, some of them even being 20 minutes long. But I've decided if this video gets to 10 likes, I will do the interior of this as another video. And I will show you interiors for castles like this. So yeah, hit that like button if you'd like to see that, or if you just want to see me suffer doing more building. I mean, building's not suffering, but it's a lot more work for me if I have to do that, and of course so many people want me to suffer. So therefore, hit the like button, and maybe consider subscribing while you're there. It will really help out the channel, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye!